Hello, everyone. I hope you are safe and snug in your homes with your loved ones. And I hope you're ready to keep learning about the world because y'all know me better than to think that I'm going to stop trying to pack your brains with as much knowledge as I can manage, right? So, I'm going to guess that most people have figured out that the picture on the right is full of a lot of different ways of saying hello. But I'm also going to guess that most people don't recognize the symbol on the left. Well, that's the Om symbol, and it's about as close as I can come to a universally recognized symbol for Hinduism. Hinduism is the third largest religion in the world by number of believers. We've already learned about the two biggest. Christianity is the largest, and Islam is in second place. But Hinduism has a couple of really crucial differences from these two. See, you can find Christians in many different parts of the world, and you can find Christians of many different races and ethnicities. The same is true for Islam. I know lots of Americans still somehow think that all Muslims live in the Middle East, but please tell me that y'all have been in my class long enough to know better. As a matter of fact, none of the top three countries with the most Muslims in them are even in the Middle East. And two of them are right here in South Asia, the part of the world we're studying. Anyway, both Christianity and Islam actively seek converts. That is, they try to get people to join their religion. Hinduism, on the other hand, is quite different. Nearly every Hindu person in the world either lives in South Asia or is descended from people who came from South Asia. It is a religion passed down through families, not one that usually tries to attract converts. Hinduism is a huge religion because most people in India are Hindu, and there's a lot of people in India. Worldwide, there are more than 1 billion Hindu people, with more than 4/5 of them living in India. Another thing that sets Hinduism apart from Christianity and Islam is that Hindu people generally worship multiple gods, which is called polytheism. Today, though, we are going to focus on one very specific part of historical Indian culture and Hindu belief. Before I start, let me be clear that I am going to be describing this belief from a historical perspective. Hinduism is incredibly diverse, and as time has gone on, many of the beliefs that I'm about to describe have changed to greater and lesser degrees, though it still remains a major issue in modern Indian culture. So, without further ado, let's talk about Varna. Wait, you probably can't read that. How about this? No, that's better, but let's throw some English into the mix. In English, this is usually referred to as the caste system. Now, I'm not going to be talking about jati, which is similar in many ways, but this is already complicated enough. So, today we'll learn about Varna, which in English is usually called the caste system. Put simply, the caste system is the belief that each person is born into a certain station in life which defines what sort of work they should do. You would be born into one of 4 castes based on the caste your parents belonged to, and each caste was believed to have a certain place in the order of things, with all castes designed to work together in harmony. Here is a triangular chart of the 4 castes. The eagle-eyed among you may notice there's also a rectangle over there, and don't worry, we'll come to that. For your assignment today, you'll need to know about each caste and the roles they were expected to play. In order, we have the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, the Shudras, and down at the bottom, separate from the others, we have the Dalits. Let's go through each group in order. All right, at the top of the pyramid, we have the Brahmins. The Brahmins were priests, holy people, and teachers. All castes were described as parts of one unified body, and since the Brahmins were expected to always speak and teach that which was holy, they were called God's mouth. Next, we have the Kshatriyas. They were warriors and rulers. Kings and queens and also soldiers belonged to this caste, and they were seen as God's arms, doing God's work on earth. After them, we have the Vaishyas. Vaishyas could be farmers or ranchers, those that owned land, but also they could be highly skilled workers called artisans, the merchants who sold things, or people who lent money. Their work held society up, and so they were called God's legs. At the bottom of the pyramid, we have the Shudras, the manual laborers and servants. A Vaishya who owned a farm might employ many Shudra workers to plow the fields and grow the food. The Shudras were the foundation upon which everything else was built, so they were called God's feet. Those are the four castes, but that leaves us with a question. What if you didn't have a caste at all? What if you existed outside this unified plan? People like that are called the Dalits, and they have no caste at all. That's why they get to be listed in the rectangle rather than be a part of the triangle. Dalits were considered unclean, and I mean that in a spiritual sense rather than a 100% literal one. They were often not allowed to worship at temples, they were forced to live apart from many communities, and they often had to get their water from a separate well, a different one from where everyone else got their water. The work they could manage to get was often work involving foul smells or handling dead animals. In English, these people were often referred to as untouchables. Few more things. The three highest castes were called the twice-born castes because at a certain age, members of these castes would go through a ritual called Upanayanam, in which they undergo a spiritual second birth. Also, throughout much of ancient times, it was the top two castes who held much of the power in Indian society. Now, I can already imagine a bunch of y'all protesting that this isn't fair! Why should the caste you're born to control what work you're supposed to do? Well, one thing to keep in mind is that Hinduism has a strong belief in reincarnation. That means that when you die, based on your actions and experiences during your life, you are then reborn into life again. Each caste was believed to have an important and necessary role to play, and a person born a Shudra who worked hard and lived a good life would have the opportunity to be reborn as a higher caste in their next life. Believing in reincarnation makes this not so much a "I'm stuck in this role forever" situation, but rather, this is just one step on my journey of spiritual growth which will last across many, many lifetimes. Guys, there's so much I've left out, and so much more I want to teach, but I need to call it quits for now. As you can see, your secret word is Varna, and using this word on Google Forms will unlock a copy of the caste system notes that I've been filling out on the left side of your screen, just like last week. Make sure you print out these notes or save a copy of them because you'll need them to complete your assignment. Hold on one second, and I'm going to try to show you how your assignment will work. And this is what your assignment's going to look like. You should find it waiting for you over in Google Classroom. It's a Google Sheets file, and it is full of several different groups of people. Your job is going to be to figure out what caste each person belongs to. There are 5 people in each group. You will use each answer. Each caste plus Dalits are considered to have no caste. You will use each answer exactly once per group. The way you're going to figure out what caste a person has is by looking at their description of what they do. For example, Shani says that he's a king. Kings, rulers, always belong to the Kshatriya caste. So over here in the column that says caste, well, the way you answer is to put the first letter only of the caste the person belongs to. So, K for Kshatriya. There is a free answer right there. You are very welcome. Now, my current grade is still a 0, but every time you correctly complete one of the groups, your grade will go up by 20, and hopefully by the end you will have hit 100. Each group also has a check. Mine says keep trying because, well, I'm not done. But let me zoom in and show you what happens when you get them all right. I've set this one up so it's just going to take the answers from highest to lowest. So, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Dalit. Now, watch what happens as soon as I click away from this box or hit enter. There, it changed from keep trying to correct, so I know I'm completely done with this group. Well, I hope that's clear, but if you have any trouble at all with this assignment, please reach out to me and I will email you back and help you any way I can. Until then, please stay safe and stay healthy.